Right. I think the minutes limit was supposed to be 25 for out going to overtime. What was the line of thinking there, and how crucial was he obviously to slow down and beat down the stretch?
No, I asked training staff if they were if he could play any extra or not. In overtime games, we've talked about that in the past. Sometimes they say, pull him in and out, maybe playing the last 2 minutes, whatever. They said he was fine. They said he was good to go. They said he looked good, he felt good. The 25 minutes is obviously precautionary and on the very conservative side, but at the same time, we made sure we crossed those T's and dot those I's.
Also now, just what about those plays he made down the stretch, getting the loose balls, getting the rebounds?
I mean, with we always talk about how it's next man up, and here there are no excuses. But this is a hard matchup for us not to have Baines. Just even to buy minutes at different times, and so Al played really well. I thought Tice played really hard too. That guy's just a load. He's really good, and he's really quick. He's really skilled, and he's just huge. So those guys all, it wasn't just Al chasing down those balls, but he did chase down a few. But we had their gang rebound all over the place in fourth quarter and overtime. And I thought Tatum especially felt like he was getting his hands on a lot of balls for us.
Coach, this was another game where Kyrie really kind of got it going right from the outset. Is that a function of just play calling, or is that just him reading the defense and then attacking what he's seeing?
I think it's first of all, it's him. Secondly, it's a function of the one thing that I think we've gotten better at offensively over the last couple of months is spacing and early attack. And he's a big reason why, obviously, but our bigs are doing a good job of hunting guys in transition. And we're playing with a little bit more tempo than we played with in the first couple of weeks.
Brad, Kyrie was more active defensively, and then also on the offensive boards, gave you guys some chances. I mean, he just seemed to play probably a more complete game. Just can you talk about that?
Well, I mean, and he had to guard Chandler some. He had to guard some of the wings. He was kind of throwing them all over the place, and he did a good job. But we need everybody to be locked in on those things. Everybody needs to make those extra effort plays and defend, and that's the way teams function. So I thought everybody did a good job. Other than the third quarter, I thought we really had a great defensive effort. Third quarter was bad, but other than that, I thought we were pretty good.
Brad, you talked last game about how important it was for the bigs to get out in front during transition. And tonight you had so much gang rebounding. Does that kind of, even though usually gang rebounding is the antithesis of getting out and attacking, does it actually kind of help you guys be a better break team?
You can't go till you get it. So we all have to rebound, especially we're smaller with our starting lineup even than we were at the start of the year. So we're going to all have to rebound. We're going to all have to make sure we handle that, and then it's about just those first couple of steps in transition, making sure you can separate on those steps if you're even with your guy.
Right. Marcus Morris he seems to get you buckets when the team is at its lowest point. What's he doing differently this year than he has in the past to get you those types of buckets?
I don't know if it's different this year. I thought at the end of last year, March, April, he really turned the corner. Not that he didn't have good games before, but you could tell the comfort level was better. His knee felt great. And all of a sudden, I thought he just felt more comfortable, not only making big shots when everybody calls them big shots, but making run-stopping shots for the other team. I think that's a real strength of a player when you can have somebody that can stop a run where things aren't going so hot for you, and he makes a big one. I think that those things are important, and he's just continued to improve. I just think it's a comfort level in the system. And, when we talked the last few days, I mean, he's 29 years old. I mean, he's played a lot by now. He's got a lot of experience, and I think he applies all that very well. Picks up things really quickly and adds them, and then once he gets comfortable, he's been good.
Coach, you mentioned the third quarter, your defense wasn't to your liking. The Sixers had about 4 3-pointers made about a couple of minutes. What was the biggest breakdown in the third quarter that defense?
No, we weren't as good in the third quarter period on either end. We were, I'd just say we were sloppier on both ends. But it's hard to play a great 48 minutes against them. They're so physical. They have an advantage at a lot of positions from a physical standpoint. And that's why you just kind of have to dig deep and use your depth. I thought, and the guy that, I don't know if we talked much about, or certainly haven't been asked about yet, but I thought I had one of the biggest lifts to our team of the game was Terry Rozier. I thought he was great, and it was hard to take him out right there with 3 minutes to go in the game. He played that long stretch, made some huge threes, but also was great defensively and kind of lifted our energy.
Brad, these last 2 games, you've beaten 2 really good teams. Obviously, having Allen Marcus back helps, but is there any common threads there these last 8 quarters that you've been happy about?
Well, we've played pretty well against good teams. You know, we've had some really good wins here early on, but every night is hard, and every team, if they establish a rhythm, is a great team. And so it's about trying to do your best to not let them establish a rhythm. And again, in the third, we did, and we played with fire there, and you know, we were fortunate to come out on top, because that's a heck of a team. Thank you.